Yeah, let's
Pearls
do it.
versus turds. This is the segment of the show where we take a bit of received scare quotes wisdom from the internet, and we try to tell you whether it's a pearl of wisdom or a turd. The scoreboard heading into this is 14 pearls against 46 turds and 23 ties. Not a very good record out there for tips that we find on the internet. The email says, "Hi, Ben and Nathan, new listener here. I cannot thank you enough for thinking LSAT, semicolon. It changed my entire life in a matter of hours."
I would say I actually liked that semicolon usage.
Just don't do it in your personal statement.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want in your emails. I don't care. Although don't use this font. It's that weird, like cartoony kind of font.
Yeah.
And maybe I did that. Maybe that's maybe it's not, because it doesn't, it changes halfway through.
It changes. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. I always wanted to practice entertainment law, and having earned a Bachelor of Science in Music Industry Studies, I am just beginning to understand very basic info regarding the LSAT, parentheses, time, questions, format, etc. I came across this LSAC YouTube video in which they advise guessing on questions you don't know the answer to. I know there is no penalty for wrong answers, but it still seems weird to me. Pearl, turd, or tie?
Sorry, you got to open up this video. Have you seen this?
No, I know, because ADOT even posted the video on our Slack, and I only had time yesterday to watch like 5 seconds of it, but I was like, wow, are you fucking kidding me? LSAC really went for it on this video. I got to watch the whole thing. I think we might have to come back to this video for a future segment, because this dude in the bow tie is really something else.
Okay. It's called the LSAT, an introduction. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. And it's by a dude who works for the Law School Admission Council, or at least did a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like a parody of what someone who works for the LSAC would look like. I have a feeling there's a gold mine in this video, so we do need to spend some more time really digging in. But
yeah,
I want to address Abby.
Sure.
Abby's question. I know there's no penalty for wrong answers, but it still seems weird to me. Ben, should you guess on questions? Well, guessing on questions you don't know the answer to.
Ooh, that's like misleading.
Yeah. If that's the tip, it's a turd.
Mm-hmm. You should be answering every question you get to as best as you damn can.
Yeah, no guessing. Boy, read the question, read the answer choices, throw up your hands and guess at random is a complete waste of time. If that's the tip, then this is a turd, 100%.
Yeah, and almost everybody gets down to 2 answers. So if you have to choose, and I say choose, not guess, between 2, at least you have a 50-50 shot as opposed to guessing.
Even then, there should be like some sort of a gut feeling like, well, I'm not really sure why, but for this one seems, maybe it's like a thing to do with the question type or something. It's like, well, this is a must be true question, and this one is worded a little softer. So if I had to pick between these two, I'll probably take that one because of the question type. But that's still not guessing at all. That's like getting as close as you can to the correct answer before you move on. If the tip is guess on questions you don't have time to attempt, then it's 100% a pearl. Most people shouldn't finish the sections, and you should basically be planning on running out of time at the end of the section. Our man Carl scored 179 on the official LSAT and didn't finish his reading comprehension section. So it's okay not to finish. You can still score elite scores without finishing every single question in the section. You need to get the ones you attempt right. And yeah, as Ben says, that's not guessing. That's getting as close as you can.
Yeah. So you're not guessing on the ones you're actually attempting, and you are guessing, if you want to call it that, filling in just a random answer for the ones that you don't get to. And I thought I would just take a moment to explain something in the LSAT daemon for anyone who's using that program.
Okay.
There is some confusion about this, and we are going to make it easier to understand. But if you take fewer than 10 seconds on a question, the daemon's going to assume that you guessed and exclude that question from your accuracy results, regardless of whether you got it right or wrong. So we can try to tell you what percentage of the questions you attempted you got correct. But if the daemon is ever wrong, you can just click the no time icon and tell it that you actually did that question. You didn't just guess, or you can tell it the reverse. You didn't do that question. You actually just guessed. You didn't have time to attempt it, even though it thought you did. So you can fix the daemon. But the point is to figure out what percentage of the questions you actually attempted you got correct, because we're trying to get that as close to 100% as possible, even if you're only doing 15 questions. And the daemon helps you track that by essentially graying out those questions that it thinks you completely guessed on.
Okay. So we don't know exactly what this tip is, but if the dude is like, oh, try the question, and then if you don't know the answer, just guess and move on, then that is not what we're talking about.
Yep.
You need to do your work. Like, the question makes perfect sense. You're going to be encountering easy questions at the beginning of every section, and you should be solving them. And yeah, you're going to encounter one or two questions where there seem to be two possible answers, and sometimes you're going to be 60-40 on it and pick the 60, but I still don't see that as guessing. I see that as being as accurate as you possibly can. And then, yeah, you do want to bubble in a guess or click a answer for every question in the section, but that should take you no time at all. When the 5-minute warning pops up, you just guess on however many questions are remaining, and then go back to whatever question you were working on and figure it out and answer it correctly.
Yeah.
Is the proper strategy. I'm sure that's not what this dude said, but anyway, continuing on. If you don't mind me asking, when should I apply to law school? Based on recent podcasts, I know it's too late for fall 2022.
Fall 2021. Yeah, it's too late.
Definitely
for fall
too late for fall 2021. I don't think it's too late for fall 2022. Applications haven't even opened for 2022. It's possible that you could take August, kill it, still apply at the very beginning of the cycle.
Yeah.
Also, do you think my liberal arts undergrad degree will make it harder for me to be considered as a serious candidate? No. I mean, aren't most law school applicants liberal artsy types of folks?
I think so. I get kind of what Abby's getting at. Maybe it's not like a hard science. So I don't think it's going to help you, but I don't think it would hurt you in any way.
Well, the vast majority of law school applicants are not, chemical engineers.
Yeah.
Almost all of them are history, English, poli-sci,
yep,
criminal justice, a million other different, soft, whatever.
Yeah.
So no, that's not going to hurt you at all. My cumulative GPA is 3.656, and I have earned 136 hours.
Okay. I don't care about the hours, and I don't care about the extra 6.
I mean, 3.6 is pretty good. 3.6, 3.7, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You get the right LSAT score. I mean, it might not be Stanford, but it's with a 175, it could be Stanford. So I don't think any doors are necessarily shut to Abby. I was going to ask you, do you know what NOLA is? It says Abby from NOLA, NOLA. I knew you wouldn't. Why did I know you wouldn't know that?
I don't know. If I don't know, I don't
That's
know.
it's New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, I should have known that actually. You know, it's sad. I did know that.
I saw that and I was like, I wonder, I bet Ben's gonna like stumble on it. It's so funny that I watched you in the Google Doc highlight it like you were gonna go
I'm like, what
Google
the
it.
fuck is this?
That's funny. We've been doing
But
this
I
for too
actually, it's
long,
just
Ben.
so strange. There's a reason I know this too. But anyways, whatever. Okay, cool.
Ben, what state has the highest murder rate?
I'm guessing Louisiana.
Yes, correct. Louisiana. Like 30 years running or whatever. Louisiana has the highest murder rate.
Don't lose
Um,
that 30 years running.
I love New Orleans. New Orleans is great. Terrible weather, but awesome town. Um, anyway,
Corrupt
Abby,
too.
thank you for writing in. If the tip is guess on the questions you don't have time to attempt, then the answer is yes. But I doubt that's the tip. And I'm actually pretty sure that this guy is going to think that you need to attempt every question. And I think we have to give this a turd, Ben.
Yeah, we have to give this a turn and we have to unpack this video.
Yeah, we're going to have to spend some more time with the video. I'm sure there's going to be a wealth of probably some good ideas. And this is a clearly bad idea that just keep it moving like that. That's a terrible tip. If you don't know the answer, just guess and move on. No penalty for guessing. So, just guess and move on. And the problem with that, the biggest problem with that is that the questions get harder as you get deeper into the section. So if you guess and move on too hastily, then what you're doing is you're just increasing the average difficulty of the questions that you're actually going to have the time to attempt. And many novices finish the test and they score like 140 because they're skimming the surface on the easier ones, not really figuring them out, and then wasting a bunch of time on the hardest ones that they might miss anyway, even if they had unlimited time. And that's why that's a turd.
All right. Can you see that video now?
Yep. Who is this guy?
I don't know who this guy is. Some guy at LSAC. Should we start at the beginning?
Sure. It looks promising. This
Well, the
dude
best
has
part of
some,
it, this guy's name is Ben. So this is going to be great. I can tell already.
All Bens are geniuses. This guy looks like a genius with his glasses and his bow tie.
Hello, my name is Ben Tice. I work for the Law School Admission Council, the organization that develops the LSAT. In this video, I will briefly discuss the format of the test and how best to prepare for it. The first thing to know is that the LSAT is a long test, a total of 3.5 hours of test time. There are 5 multiple-choice sections, each lasting 35 minutes. One of these sections does not contribute to your score. This section typically is used to gather data on new test questions. Finally, one unscored writing sample is administered at the end of the test. The scored multiple-choice sections of the LSAT consist of 1 analytical reasoning section, 2 logical reasoning sections, and 1 reading comprehension section. I discuss each of these different question types in more detail in subsequent videos. These sections can appear in any order, and you will not be told which section, of one of these types, is the additional unscored section. Mark the best answer you can for each and every question. There is no penalty for guessing on the LSAT, so you might as well guess on questions you don't know the answer to. At the end of the LSAT, you provide a writing sample in response to a prompt. This prompt will describe some choice between 2 mutually exclusive alternatives, and you will need to write a short essay in which you argue for one alternative over the other. The writing sample will not contribute to your score, but unlike the unscored multiple choice section, your writing sample will be seen by the law schools you apply to. So, you should take the writing sample as seriously as the rest of the test. How best can you prepare for the LSAT? In the long term, you are already preparing for the test by completing an undergraduate degree. But in the short term, your job is to thoroughly familiarize yourself with the test. To do this, there is no substitute for practice, practice, practice using previously administered LSATs. You can begin by consulting the free test prep materials available at lsac.org. There, you will find a number of sample questions with explanations, as well as 1 previously administered LSAT. Most test takers, of course, will benefit from additional test prep material. LSAC has a number of publications available for purchase through the website. These are described briefly at the end of this video. We suggest that you use the following general method for preparing for the LSAT. First, you should look at the sample questions and a prep test or two, but not worry about time. Your goal here is simply to get used to the test and the different kinds of questions we ask. Second, you should look at a number of prep tests and time yourself on individual sections. Your goal here is to get a feel for how quickly 35 minutes goes by and how long you can afford to spend on individual questions. Finally, you should eventually take entire prep tests under timed conditions. You need to simulate, as best as possible, the real thing. The LSAT is a long test, and you need to be ready for that before test day. Keep in mind your overall goal. You need to get to the place where nothing you see on test day surprises you, including the different question types and the rigors of taking a 3.5-hour test. Keep in mind that the LSAT is a challenging test. Don't be discouraged if you get a number of questions wrong as you are practicing. Your goal on test day is to do the best you can, not to aim for perfection. Additionally, be your best on test day. Avoid unnecessary stress and arrive well rested. We're confident that if you follow these tips and practice, you'll put yourself in an excellent position to do well on the test. Thank you, and we wish you all the best as you pursue a legal education.
The Law School Admission Council offers inexpensive LSAT preparation materials, including actual past tests. Some are bundled to save you money. All are at lsac.org. Super Prep, practice tests and explanations for comprehensive preparation. The 10 actual official LSAT series, each with 10 tests for pure practice at an unbelievable price. Individual prep tests, released 6 weeks after the test, 3 times a year. The official LSAT handbook, with best approaches for all 3 LSAT item types. LSAT Item-Wise, online test familiarization tool. LSAT prep test ebooks, available at major online stores.
Great. Okay, cool. Hey, if you have a Pearl versus Turd candidate, we'd love to hear from you. You can email help@thinkinglsat.com. You can also drop us a line on social @thinkinglsat. Really, we appreciate all of the emails that we get from all y'all. So don't hesitate to email help@thinkinglsat.com and ask us a question about literally anything. Make a comment. We'll throw you in the mailbag for a future show.
Yell at us if you want. We yell at you, so yell at us.
Yeah, we do yell at you. Nice transition, Ben.